Let's head over to the Bitcoin dominance, and we can see that Bitcoin dominance is just falling apart. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the blockchain backer bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. And I'm getting this video out way later today, obviously, because, well, it's Valentine's Day. And like most people, I had a few last minute things I needed to wrap up before, my daughter gets home from school and taking care of the wife and all that good stuff. Because you know what? Those ladies need to know that you love them. So I hope you guys have everything wrapped up. If you're at work, hopefully you can get everything picked up before you get home, or just everything is organized. Hope you guys are having a good night tonight. Um, I do expect that this video probably won't have much viewership because of the fact that it's Friday afternoon. You guys should be going out and having fun with the people that you care about. So I hope you have a good opportunity to really just get out and do what, show each other that you care about each other. Because in the end, these charts will still be here. That XRP price will be flying up, hopefully. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day and happy Valentine's Day to all of you. In regards to the XRP price chart, we are just sitting here and waiting. We're pretty much exactly where we were yesterday. And when we look at that past fractal from 2017 and when the bull run started, we had hung out here for a very brief amount of time at this stage in the fractal before really just firing off and just lighting the world on fire with a bull run. So are we only 24 hours or less away from that? Who knows? We'll see. But with the last fractal, it sure started flying pretty soon. So we're waiting and we're waiting to make sure for some confirmations that we are going into a bullish market that we can clear that zone right there, that 37 to 42 cent zone. In particular, it's really the biggest level is right around 40.5 cents. Really clearing that and just getting out and going. So that's what we're waiting on. It's still that's kind of the same story as we had yesterday, right? And that's just because the price hasn't moved much. We don't have really any new information. Let's head over to the Bitcoin dominance, and we can see that Bitcoin dominance is just falling apart. Now, at some point, this thing has to find some type of support, right? Nothing moves down in a straight line forever. It does eventually find some type of support, whether that's short term or long term. It does find something. Even the last 2 years have been really brutal for anybody holding altcoins because of the fact that Bitcoin dominance has been rising. But even in that Bitcoin dominance rising, you can see it didn't go in a straight line. Even if it did have a period of time where it went straight up, it eventually found some resistance and took a break for a minute. I would expect the same thing here. So I've been kind of trying to look at this chart and figure out where could that spot be. And you may hear my dog right here in the background squeaking his toy. Ching-a-ling, man. Okay. So where would that spot be, right? So I say, okay, well, let's look at the last fractal. Do we think it'll do the exact same thing right there? While I do think it is realistic to think that XRP, or not XRP, excuse me, the Bitcoin dominance chart could come all the way down to 15%. Do I think the first level of resistance really going to be way down here at 47? And no, I don't. I think it's more likely that it looks something like this did over here. And with that being said, you could see that if we put a Fibonacci retracement down from here to 15%, we could get some confirmation that this is real, that this is the price level that we are going for if we see some resistance right here, right at about 54.5%. So taking out this low, taking out this spot right here, and then bouncing around in here for a little while. So what I'm hoping for, what I'm cheering for, is that we kind of do something like this and prove that this level is a key important level. And that would give us more of a forecast to say, you know what, this looks real. This does look real. And I think we actually could be going all the way down to 15%. Now, like I say, I do own Bitcoin. Is that great for Bitcoin? No, of course it's not that great for Bitcoin. But for those who own a lot of altcoins, like I do as well, I own way more altcoin than I do Bitcoin. And of course, my top altcoin by far is XRP. If you took my number 2, my number 3, and my number 4 altcoins, they do not total up to XRP combined. So XRP is my largest because it's the one that I believe in the most. The use case makes the most sense. So what I'm looking for on the Bitcoin dominance to see that we are going to find support down here around 54.5%, and that would be our first kind of leveling zone. So is it possible it just keeps on going? Of course, this is all just theory. I don't really, I don't know, but I would say that if we're going to find some support at some point, because right, it's got to at some point. But, is anybody prepared for that, right? Are you psychologically saying, well, what am I going to do when the Bitcoin dominance goes up? Is it going to break out? Is it going to set new highs? Is it going to do anything? The thing we can wait for right now is that one, it looks like there could be some support right here at 60.34%, which is coming up pretty soon. We're already at 61.16. It seems like a long time ago, but man, everybody was screaming Bitcoin maximalism when we were at 71%. Crazy to see that we're already down at 61 and getting really close of breaking into 60. So we're waiting for it to get down here and then hopefully find a little bit of support, and that would give us some confirmation that look out below, this thing's going to 15. Otherwise, back on over to the XRP chart, we could see that we just need to break on out. When we take a look over at the total altcoin market cap and we do a Fibonacci analysis on this move, what level do you think we're pressing up against? Sure enough, we're pressing up against the 70.2 Fibonacci retracement zone. So we really want to see a nice breakout. Of course, it could just consolidate here for a little while. Hard to know how the short-term price action is going to play out, but we can see that just on the altcoin market cap, we are up here at this retrace level, and we are waiting for that confirmation to get out above it, not just the 70.2. The 70.2 is a point where I see reversals occur at a lot, more often than any of these other two, more often than 78.6, more often than 61.8%. So we do need to get through here, but also we really need to get through that 0.786 Fibonacci retracement level, and then we can start really hooting and hollering on the altcoin market in general. When we take a look at the total market cap, this one is going to include Bitcoin. So this is altcoins plus Bitcoin, and you can see that it is at 61.8 or 0.618 on the retrace level. So we're trying to crack through this thing, and really getting up above this 0.786 is ideal to start kind of, for me, as a content creator, for me to kind of take my guard down a little bit. It's easy for anybody to just keep calling up, right? We can always call up, up, up. It creates excitement. It creates viewership to constantly call up. And, it's not the best viewership when you're saying, hey, be cautious, be careful, because what kind of feelings does that put in your viewer? It doesn't put excitement, FOMO feelings in your viewer to make them happy. It puts concern and worry and pessimism sometimes when you start talking about the potential that this thing could reverse. So I'm just like presenting that option to you. I know it's not ideal. I know it's not rocket ships and FOMO right now to say, well, we have to watch out, but one thing you can do is you can start turning on that FOMO. You can start start hitting rocket ship emojis and getting wild and hooting and hollering once these levels get cleared. That creates a really, really bullish, optimism. If you were around, you could remember how bullish and crazy I was down here. It just didn't make any sense, right? Why is this guy so bullish while the price is way down here? And it's because we were so suppressed. We were so oversold. We were creating bullish divergences, and it was obvious how far down we had come. It was time to do something. So it became really bullish. Now, as we approach these resistance levels and these retracement levels, it's where I kind of get a little bit, concerned. It's like, okay, let's do it. We've got to get through. So we're hoping right now that we can get right on through all these retracement levels and start making new highs. Could it do something like this, right? What if it just goes ahead and it breaks up into new highs, and then it comes crashing down like this, right? That's still totally fine. That's still great. It's wonderful because it means that this was not a retracement. Even if it comes back down here, well, it's just so we can start getting some more juice to keep going even higher again. And that's totally fine. The short-term move down would not be an issue at all as long as we initially clear that first. It invalidates the idea that this is just a retrace of this down move. So we are really wanting to see that can get cleared, that we can get past the 0.786 in this market. So this is the total market cap with Bitcoin and the altcoins. And then this one right here is just the altcoins. So right now altcoins are pressing up against that 0.702. So we need to get through here. We need to get through here, and then we can start hooting and hollering and posting rocket ships everywhere. And of course, that's why we come back to XRP and we talk about this level right here, this lower 40 cent range. We got to get through here, and then let's start posting crazy emojis and getting hooting and hollering and all wild and stuff. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at as we go into the weekend. And I'm excited because if so, here's the deal. We go back and we look at the previous fractal of this exact fractal, and it tells us that that moment is coming soon and that it does break up through it. So there's that, right? So we are waiting for this anticipation of us hitting that and then just flying right on through it because that's what the last fractal says. So yeah, that moment could be very soon. So okay. I'm excited. So, all right, guys, it is Friday afternoon. It is Valentine's Day. I hope that you have just a wonderful day. I'm going to now go pick up the kiddo from school, and then we're gonna do all kinds of fun stuff for the afternoon. So, thank you so much for watching my channel. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed so you can be notified of when I create new content or when I do go live. And there's also a join button right next to the subscribe button, and that's where you can join to be a member. You could be a backer of the Blockchain Backer channel and support me with my content. As always, this is not investment advice, and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick me up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the Blockchain Backers got your back. Have a good one.